Welcome everyone! This week we are going to talk about the Tiangong program. With this, the Chinese Space Agency aims to build a modular space station. In 1994, China bought technology from Russia. Then, in 1995, both countries signed a deal in which Russia would transfer Soyuz tech. The Shenzhou spacecraft was created. This spacecraft serves as a ferry to the space stations. So, what does it mean to be a third-generation space station? If you look at the early Salyuts, Almas or Skylab, they were single-piece space stations, not designed to be resupplied. They could receive several crews, but for a short amount of time. After a few missions, they had to be decommissioned due to decay of the life support systems and the amount of garbage left by previous missions. Those were the first generation of space stations. Then, Salyut 6 and 7 were space stations, single-piece as well, with two docking ports that could receive resupply missions while the crew was there. This is what we consider the second generation. Those stations had a longer lifespan because they could receive materials to do maintenance and also send garbage back on the resupply vehicles. Finally, Mir and the ISS are third-generation space stations. They were built on orbit and can accommodate several expeditions at the same time as well as the resupply vehicles. China is going through the same process. Let's break it down. In September 29, 2011, Tiangong 1 was launched on top of a Shangzheng 2FG to a fairly circular orbit of 365 km perigee and 381 km apogee. This is a first-generation space station and its primary mission was to test the docking system. On October 31st, the unmanned Shenzhou 8 was launched to test the docking capabilities, and on November 2nd, China achieved an orbital docking for the first time. The spacecraft later undocked and performed a second rendezvous and docking to test the reusability of the docking ports. On June 16, 2012, Shenzhou 9 was launched carrying the first crew to the station. With them was Liu Yang, the first female taikonaut. They performed two dockings. The first was totally automated and the second was crew-guided. On June 15, 2013, Shenzhou 10 was launched. This was the final mission. They performed the first maintenance work on orbit and gave a lecture to students across China to demonstrate physics in microgravity environment. They also performed several docking tests before the end of the mission. Tiangong 2 is expected to blast off to space between September the 15th and the 20th. This will be a second-generation space station. Tiangong 2 will work as a space lab and it will have an extended interior allowing for 30-day stays. During its mission, China will launch Tianzhu for the first time, which is the automated cargo spacecraft for resupply missions. The first crew is expected to fly sometime in October 2016. Finally, there's Tiangong 3, which will be the final single-piece space station where they aim to test regenerative life support systems. If all goes well, the Chinese Space Agency plans to start building their modular space station during the 2020s. The assembly and configuration of the station will be quite similar to the Russian Mir. This station will be operational around the time the ISS is planned to be decommissioned, so I am very curious to see if there will be any international cooperation. And this is it for this week's episode. Hope you enjoyed. If so, please like and subscribe, and have a nice week!